Okayama Denim have gained somewhat of a cult following of late, and that is mainly down to some of the collaborations they've done with Japan's best known heritage and denim brands. So when they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to review their latest collaboration with Studio Datazen, I wasn't really going to say no, was I? Right, here it is. Here is the new jacket from Okayama Denim and Studio Datazen. They call it the Noragi Sashiko bomber jacket. Now, if you know Studio Datazen, especially this year, the spring-summer collection was released with this kind of stitching pattern on, I think, a work shirt and some coveralls and that kind of stuff. So this pattern, this kind of stitching is not unique to this collaboration. What is unique is the bomber jacket itself. So they've taken that kind of Sashiko stitching and made it into a bomber jacket, and they've put other elements like the amazing lining they've got here as well. Now, first things first, if you don't really know about Sashiko stitching, it kind of pays tribute to Japanese heritage, where back in the day, things like cotton fabrics and pieces of clothing were seen as indispensable and you wouldn't throw them out. So if they got damaged, broken, ripped, that kind of stuff, they would repair them rather than throw them out. And that's why today you might see it more as a fashion piece. A lot of Japanese inspired clothes with patches all over them, and this kind of Sashiko stitching that you would see is more, as I said, a fashion thing today, but it was more born out of functionality back in those days. Right, so if we're going to detail a bit, I'll just take it off and go through that with you. So the body is 100% cotton, and all the body is 100% cotton. The lining is, I think, 70% rayon and 30% cotton blood red lining, which is just, it just stands out amazingly, right? You have your custom leather patch designed by Nathan Spohr. Nathan Spohr does all of the custom designs for Okayama Denim on their jeans, all that kind of stuff. You have a locker hang tag as well, which is really, really handy. That is also Sashiko design. You have acrylic cuffs and ribs. So these Indigo acrylic cuffs and ribs. The blood red lining also extends into the hand warmer pockets. They've just continued that detailing all the way through. You've got your custom made cowhide leather pull tabs. You've got 2 of them, so you can do it from both ends. You have an internal pocket here, and this is perfect for your phone. And on the inner pocket is where you really see where the work is being put in. You can see that stitching throughout is not just for vanity. You can see that behind it, the stitching really goes a long way, and see how it's all interconnected and stuff. And that's why it's very, very time consuming, increases the price, but it also increases the durability and longevity of the item. Overall, it's a great jacket. The missus has her eye on it. It fits her perfectly as well. So it remains to be seen if I'm gonna get to keep this in my wardrobe, but I do have the other one which I love today, and this one as well go perfect with everything I have. Now, it's got the usual flight jacket type silhouette, so it is a little bit baggy in certain areas, but you will notice that this one is a bit more fitted. So I had the previous one last year, which I do have here actually. This is the bomber jacket from last year. Now this is the Sashiko Kizomi dyed one. It has the sand color Sukajan lining, but this was in a 42, so it was a bit more baggy, and I quite like that for a bomber jacket. This time I wanted to try a little bit smaller, so this is a 40, and it still is just a really, really good fit. So it's a little bit less baggy, but it's still a perfect fit. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, and a lot of people would probably steer away from this kind of item just because this is a very unique design, and I think if it's paired with a white t-shirt like this and some nice faded jeans, it looks really good. I mean, once you get past that first 5 minutes of thinking everyone's looking at you and realizing no one actually cares, you start to really enjoy the item, and it's something I look at now and I'm actually put a smile on my face, which is really strange. But I really think this jacket is something that's gonna kind of come out with me quite a lot this coming spring. Now I think it's quite light. It doesn't really have any, obviously, it doesn't really have any insulation, so it's not a winter jacket as such, but this is a perfect kind of spring going into summer jacket that, you know, down the pub, that kind of stuff. Perfect. Now, if you don't know much about Okayama Denim, it's worth noting that they are based in Japan and they're run by a guy called Merv. Now, he's a native English speaker, but obviously living in Japan, he's fluent Japanese. Now, being on the ground there, he's got that really, really close relationship with all of those denim heritage brands that you get over there. So he's got the ability to work with them and come up with these crazy collaborations and really, really cool items that you wouldn't really get anywhere else. And I think that's why we see things like this coming up when they have kind of leftover fabrics that they said, let's put a bomber jacket together and that kind of stuff. And that kind of leads to the availability. And I know people get a bit angry when things are in limited to 60 and I'll put a review up and they're already sold out and that kind of stuff. But it's worth noting that the limited availability is not down to exclusivity at all. It's down to the amount of fabric they have left or whatever they've got lying around to sort of make into a really, really cool piece. Now, I think Studio Dartisan provided obviously the fabric and the stitching and putting it together, but I think the design, the idea about it and all that kind of stuff came from Okayama Denim and those guys there. So it's a really, really good balance of the history and the experience of all these denim brands on stitching and all these historic kind of processes that how they put stuff together with the modern know-how and the modern market awareness of guys like Okayama Denim. Now, speaking to the guys at Okayama Denim, they have said that even though this is a limited run of I think 60 pieces, they do have some extra fabric lying around. And I think due to the popularity of it, they're going to be bringing this back in the fall. So I would stay abreast of everything that the Okayama Denim are doing. And they seem to always have these really cool collaborations, not just bomber jackets, but jeans as well, like that. So, I mean, I would definitely follow them on all the socials and make sure you're getting the newsletters and that kind of stuff, because this kind of stuff comes up really quickly. They give you all the heads up on social and all the stories and all that kind of stuff. So well worth getting involved with Okayama Denim as well. Right guys, that's it. That's the Noragi Sashiko jacket from Okayama Denim and Studio Dartisan. If you enjoyed it, let me know. Drop a comment down below. Love having a chat with you guys about it. And if you haven't subscribed already, and I know there's quite a few of you guys that haven't, hit the red button. Really helps me bring stuff like this to you guys more often. With all that being said, have a great day and we'll see you in the next one.